Hi, I'm from Karna Technology. We are K206307. This video we are going to see about the allocation file allocation method. In this allocation method, we define how the files are stored in the disk block. There are three main disk space or file allocation method. There are contiguous allocation, linked allocation, and index selection. We will see in this program. First, I explain the logic about the contiguous allocation. In this, each file occupies a contiguous set of blocks on a disk. For example, it will be file requires n block and is given a block B as starting location. Then the blocks assigned to the file will be B. B plus 1, B plus 2, for example, that B to n minus 1. This means a given starting block is given starting block address of the length file. We can determine the blocks occupied by the file, the directory entry for a file with contiguous allocation content. There are two strategies that are address of starting block and length of allocated portion. The file name mail just give it as an uh, example that figure starts up block 19 with a length of 6 blocks. We want to assign, so we having a start and length, so we assigning as a 0 from 0 to length is 2, so 0 to 1. After that you are using that tr function, tr the letter, it will be 14 to start from 14 to 3 means 3 length, so we want to assign as 14 15 16, like that we want to assign. uh, After that, in this there is a linked list concept. In this linked list, in each file, the linked list which blocks need not be contiguous. That disk blocks can be scattered anywhere on the disk. This directory entries contain the pointer to the starting and ending file block. Each block contains the pointer to the next block occupied by the file. Uh, uh, so let's see in the index. This index, uh, in this scheme, a special block known as index block that contains a pointer to all the block occupied by the file. Each file has its own index block. The ith entry is the index block contains the disk address of the its ith file block. The directory entry contains the address of the index uh, shown in shown in this program. Uh, let's see the code that continues. First you are enter the starting index block and the length, and you want to give a block of list map of input enter size, and you want to assign a k as a block 1 and st as a block 0, and count is equal to whether the memory is allocated or not. We want to give if page string is equal to 0, if page string is 1, then print string of plus 1, it will be incremented, else it will be the file is not allocated. Right, f will be the input. Want to add a more, if want means it will be continue, otherwise it will be uh, stopped. In this linked concept, uh, we are assuming that enter the starting index on the block and the length, and the block will be assigning as the same as a contiguous memory. Or it will be incremented. In this else part, you want to give an increment to be. It will be allocated to many parts from one particular memory, one particular block size. After that, you are giving that files. You want to continue means you want to give 1 or 0 in this index. In this index position. Uh, in this index position, we are having that mode owners and time traps and something like that. You want to allocate the data, so we are using that block of int input enter the index block, and l we are creating as a list, and n underscore block is equal to 0. If the page of the block is equal to 0, then n block we want to give as an input, so we want to enter the number of blocks and print enter the number of files to be needed and the index. After that, you are creating a list that uh, that list And if the file is already allocated, it will be printing as an is already allocated, like this index pages will be called. So we are using the flag function whether the file is allocated or not. Here for if I in L, the length of the page will be I equal to 0 and the flag will be incremented. After that, these are the printing statements that we want to create an menu driven program for contiguous linked and index and exit. In this the code is over, so we are going to run the program. This first we want to give an the linked list. In this linked list, after that we want to give an 3 and 5 to be enter the starting index, and the size length of the size will be updated, so it will be coming at 3 to 5. So from 3 there will be a 5 length, so 3 4 5 6 7 it will be. So 3 is allocated to 1 and 4 5 6 7 are allocated. If the 0 will be there is no allocation, the 1 will be if they allocated means the 1 will be printed. If after that we are going to try a linked, so we are giving 0. After that I giving 2 linked, this linked, and how many blocks we want to already allocated to be 3, and we give 4 7 and 9, and they enter the starting block size, it will be 3 and 7. These blocks are check whether the blocks are already allocated or not. So first 3 is to 1, 3 will be allocated. The block 4 is already allocated, so it jumps to a 5, and the 5 1 and 6 1. The block 7 is already allocated, and this 8 and 10 11 12 they were allocated. After that I give 0, and we are using to give an index. For the index you want to give an block. In this index you want to give 9, the index block as a 9. After that enter the number of blocks will be 3, and then enter the number of files to be needed 1, 2, 3. This first allocated of file index will be 9 1 2 1, and 9 2 is to 1, and 9 is 3 1 2. If you want to if you want to continue this process, means you want to give 0 or 1. If you give 0, it will be stopped. Now output is verified for the file allocation. All the operations are satisfied. Okay, thank you.